Faye, are you already on your way over to my new house?
Hello, Anderson. And yeah, I should be arriving there in a few more minutes. Did something happen that I should know about?
While I was on my way back home today, an emergency case opened up. I was able to get the most of the preliminary work done, but there's still a bit to go now, so I'm not in a place to make it back home anytime soon. In other words, I don't think I'll be home in time to see you today.
Oh, is that so?
I'm sorry about this, especially since you're coming all the way out here to see our new place.
Don't worry about it. You are a doctor after all, and in your line of work, you pretty much have to be ready for anything to happen at the hospital and be there for it. I'm guessing that Natasha is home right now, right?
She is. I told her a little bit ago about how I'm going to be coming home a little late today.
Then I'll just stop by the house to give her the gift I planned on giving you both, and then I'll head on home. I'd feel bad staying over longer without you home, since Natasha and I aren't super close yet.
Oh? You planned on bringing us a gift as well, then? That's really sweet of you.
I actually got a request from Natasha a little while back for an all-electric bike. She told me that you always use the car to go to work and whatnot, so she needed something to get herself around town.
You're telling me that Natasha requested something like that, then? I'm surprised to hear that she asked for you to get her something like that, though.
Well, where the both of you are living now, there are a lot of hills and such that are hard to walk up and down when going to and from home. Anyway, I'm already close to your house, so I'll just drop it off with her and then be on my way.
If you say so. Well, thank you. And tell your husband I say thanks as well for the gift.
No worries.
I have to get back to work now, okay?
Good luck today.
All right, thank you, Faye.
Natasha, good afternoon. Right now I'm outside in front of your brand new house.
Huh? You came all the way out here?
That's right. Right now I have something to hand off to you. You are home now, right? Because I had rang the doorbell a few times already, but you didn't come to answer the door, so I decided I needed to text you that I'm here.
Well, I am home right now. Did you not hear anything from your older brother about today?
I heard from him that there was an emergency at the hospital that he had to go back for and that he wouldn't be home until later tonight. But when he told me that, I was already on the road to here. And so I thought it'd be all right to just swing by and drop off this gift I have for you. I'm sorry if I'm getting in the way of your time, but if you don't mind, can you come to the front door and get this gift?
I'm sure you can already understand by just looking at the size of this house, but I'm all the way at the back of the house right now, and coming all the way to the front door is a bit of a pain.
I am here with the gift to celebrate you guys in your new place, so if you don't mind just coming to grab it from me.
Then can you just leave it next to the front door for me? What? It's not like whatever you brought me is going to spoil in the next hour or two, right?
Well, you are right about that, but...
Oh, perhaps you actually wanted to come inside the house?
No, I don't have to come inside or anything like that.
Well, listen, I don't really want to be showing everyone the inside of this massive house right now. I can understand anyone wanting to get a look at what the inside of the place is like, but I really only want people coming in while my husband is around to watch them. But if you really, really do want to come inside and have a look around at the inside of this modern and exciting house, then you'll have to pay me a $10,000 entrance fee. A $10,000 entrance fee? You shouldn't be surprised by that amount, though, right? Your brother is a doctor, after all, and to us, $10,000 is like chump change that we can pay at any moment to get where we please.
What are you talking about right now?
If you're not going to be able to pay that, then go home.
I only came here today to hand you guys a gift to celebrate you both getting this new house. But for some reason, I'm having a hard time understanding why you're being so stubborn about coming to grab it from me.
In other words, if you want to come into this house with your brother and I and live here, you have to be able to afford the life we both live. So that's why I'm asking you to pay me that $10,000 to get in here. It's a test. This house has that kind of luxurious feel to it that it requires people to pay up to be within it. Now, if that price is going to be too much for you, then you need to leave.
Understood. I'm going home now.
And I'll make sure to take that gift from you. I'm sure that the gift itself isn't that big of a deal, but I'd at least like you to open up the door and place it in the entrance.
This gift isn't as small as you might think it is, so I'm going to leave it in front of the door.
And then get lost, you moneyless loser.
What I was able to get for your guys' gift is something that you had requested, and it's pretty expensive as well, so make sure to come out and get it soon before someone tries to steal it.
Huh?
I'm going now.
Faye? I'm sorry about today.
No worries. It's all good.
Also, thank you for bringing that electric bike over for Natasha. Just a second ago, I took it for a test ride around the block on all those hills, and man, is this bike so much better than having to walk up those hills.
Well, I'm just glad the thing works for you guys, and is very convenient.
Also, one other thing I wanted to mention. I saw that you didn't even come inside the house today to drop off the gift, right? That's what I assumed, considering the bike was sitting outside the front door when I got home.
Huh? Well, it seemed that today Natasha didn't have time to come to the front door to get the gift from me. That's what she told me anyway when we texted earlier. So I just told her that I'd leave it out front on the porch so that she could grab it when she had time while I went back home. And that was all.
Is that right? I was looking in the fridge earlier and noticed that my favorite juice and my leftover cake had gone missing, and I assumed you had eaten them. Also, there is this smell coming from the living room. It's like the smell of cigarettes or something.
Well, I was never able to come into the house, so I wasn't there to eat or drink anything, and you know I don't smoke. Not even my husband smokes, so I'm not sure who did that.
You are right about that. All right then.
Listen, Anderson, I feel that this has something to do with what was going on within your house today, and my husband would really like to talk with you about it.
Huh? Lance has something he wants to talk with me about?
He said that he'd like to talk with you when Natasha is not around.
All right. Tomorrow I'm going to be off duty, and Natasha is going to be out of the house with some of her friends in the morning. I won't be home until later that evening. So if he comes over sometime in the middle of the day, it should just be me here.
Lance is telling me that that time works for him as well.
Then how about we do lunch while he talks with me about whatever he has to say?
Is it all right if I come along as well?
I don't care.
Then the two of us will start heading over tomorrow and be there around noon.
Okay. Faye, thank you so much for the other day. And tell Lance that I say thanks as well for coming over here.
No. You don't have to be thankful for anything. I'm sorry that Lance had to give all that information to you straight then. You only just started to live in that new house of yours, so it must hurt to hear about all of this.
Well, it's a lot better to know about this sort of stuff instead of continuing to live in the dark. And to tell you the truth, after hearing about all of that, I started to look deeper around the house and proof of everything started to appear. So with everything I've found, I'm going to start doing something about it. I think this will all be handled within a month or so. I'm really sorry, but until things are handled, I'd like you both to act as though nothing is going on.
All right. If you need anything else from us, just let me know. We'd both be happy to help, and having to sit through this all by yourself is not always the best way of handling it.
All right. If there's something I need you guys for, I'll let you both know.
Anderson, what the hell is this? Don't you be telling me good morning like that. Why is there divorce paperwork sitting here? What are you talking about? I haven't done jack to make you want to divorce me like this.
From what I've found out, you've been cheating on me with one of my friends.
Huh?
I'm sure that sitting right next to those divorce papers is a stack of papers that point to with said friend of mine. And there should also be some contact information from my lawyer. There are some pictures and stuff in there as well for you to look at of you cheating on me. So make sure to give all those a good look.
You're kidding me. How are you able to figure all of this out?
Well, it all started on the day my little sister came over with that gift she wanted to give you to celebrate the new house. On that day, you wanted to have your friend leave the house before I got home. And so, while my sister was also on her way back home, she saw him running through the backyard and jumping the fence. And also, for some reason, when my sister wanted to come in to hand you the present, you said it cost her $10,000 to get into the house. And while you were telling her all that stuff, she said she could hear someone on the second floor running around in panic. And as she turned around to leave, that man came out of the second-story window out. And when that was happening, the husband was standing to the side of the house and got a great look at your friend jumping before...
You're telling me that Lance came along with her?
Well, you asked Faye to get you that electric bike as the gift. And to move that whole box, she needed her husband with her to help.
I never even knew he was around. Wait, I just realized something.
I'm not telling you. I'm going to have my lawyer get in between us before I talk with you anymore in person. And if you have anything to say to me before we divorce, you'd be better off talking to my lawyer about it than me.
Wait! I'm going to break things off with him.
Even if you do leave me, I already know that you're not loyal to me. And that fact will never go away.
I'm asking you to please at least rethink getting a divorce. Hey, come on now. You and I only just started to live inside that massive new house. If you divorce me and kick me out, you'll be all alone in that vast open house with nobody around you, right? Won't you get really lonely living a life like that?
I'm getting ready to sell this place and move somewhere else.
Huh?
I'm so glad I was able to pay off that loan in one lump payment. And so with all that being said, I'd like you to get the hell out of my house once I'm finally divorced you.
But that's... I was finally able to have the house of my dreams. And I've been the wife of a doctor for a while now, so my life was going to be perfect. What the heck is this? Huh? Natasha? What do you want with me all of a sudden? I am standing right outside your house right now. I have been trying to find out where Anderson ran off to hide from me, and since I knew your address, I thought I'd come over and see if he was here. What is with this massive mansion? This place is even bigger than the house I was living in with Anderson. Why the heck are you living in such a huge house like this with even better furnishings than my old house? Are you actually making that much money?
Huh? Did we never talk about this before? This is the house of my grandma before she had passed away, leaving it to me. I was always around to watch over her during the last few years, and so as a thank you, she gave me her house and everything in it. And not just the house, though, but a number of cafes and restaurants that she had been managing before passing away. So right now, my job is managing them in her place.
So you were never a moneyless loser?
Ah, and my brother is not over at our house right now.
What? He's not here?
And I have no plans of telling you where he's at right now.
Where the heck is that guy ran off to?
Natasha, just in case you think you can get away with it, I suggest not going from here to the hospital he works at looking for him. What you did to him is nothing more than a private issue that resides between you two. So please don't start bringing other people into it and causing trouble for strangers.
I know that. What the heck? If I can't find him to talk with him soon, he really is going to leave me.
Natasha said that if she couldn't find Anderson soon, he really would leave her. But what she didn't know is that the divorce was already completed. What should have made that obvious to her was that the lawyer stopped by earlier to get her to sign the paperwork and then told her to stop trying to fight the divorce, as it was already finished. Apparently, Anderson had the lawyer turn that paperwork in the moment he got her signature. The following days after the divorce, Natasha and her friend tried to make a huge deal about how they should be given that massive house in the divorce. But as they stood outside Anderson's house making so much noise and chanting that the house was theirs, a black van pulled up from Natasha's parents' place, and two people dragged them inside the vans before driving away. And a month after that had happened, the money that Anderson was asking for in a settlement finally landed in his account from those two. Nobody has any idea where those two disappeared off to, but wherever they are, they must be having one difficult time. But hopefully, no matter how difficult it is for them, they are able to learn their lessons and change their ways. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.
Bailey, I'm about to get on the plane.
Hey, Trent. I hope you have a safe flight, sweetie. I just arrived at my sister's place.
I'm glad you got there safely. But I gotta say, I really am sorry about how the timing ended up working out here. I never thought things would go down this way. Can you believe I'm leaving my 7-month-old pregnant wife to go on an overseas business trip? I'm really sorry, honey.
What choice did you have? Your company needed you to be on that plane, so it can't be helped. You don't need to apologize for being a hard worker, Trent. Besides, it was always decided from the get-go that I'd be having the birth at my sister's place while she looks after me. The business trip itself is only going to last like 5 days, right? I think you'll be surprised at how fast it flies by. It'll be over in a jiffy.
I guess you're right. If these business talks go well, I'll finally be able to get the ball rolling on expanding my business overseas. Complaining won't do me any good. So I'll do what I can to see to it these talks go by as swiftly as possible, so I can get back home to be with my heavily pregnant wife.
Woohoo! That's the spirit. Anyway, don't you have a plane to catch soon?
Holy pork fried Jesus balls, you're right! Alright, I'm going to switch my phone off, but I'll turn it back on again and let you know when I land.
Great. Safe flight, babe. Hey, Trent. Can you believe it's been 10 whole years? Oh, it's me, your sweet love muffin, Angelica. I found your name by chance online when I looked you up out of boredom. Isn't the internet crazy? I couldn't believe it when I saw all those special feature articles on you. My jaw almost hit the floor. You really did make good on the promise you made me back then, huh? All right, sugar pumpkin, let's get married. Where are you living these days? I don't know your address, so I decided I'm going to treat you to a nice little surprise by coming to see you at your company HQ. You know, the company where you work as the CEO. Hope you don't mind, sweetie, but I found the address online. Tell the girls at the reception desk that your future wife is on her way so they don't get a shock when I turn up. Okay, babe. See you soon. Trent, are you for real? You got married already? Is this some kind of a sick joke? When I turned up at your company, I told the receptionist I was the future wife of the CEO and tried to get her to take me to your office. She just said, "You're not the CEO's wife," and gave me the coldest look anyone's ever given me. Ugh, the rudeness of some people. I was so shocked it took me a few minutes to get my bearings back. When I did, I started doing some digging on social media from the car park, you know, on our old classmates' pages, our seniors' pages, and our teachers' pages. And when I did, I found out you got married to that goddamn loser Bailey. I mean, geez, Trent, I always knew you were a gloomy loser with no redeeming features other than your impressively high grades back then, but I still can't believe you'd marry someone like Bailey, who seemingly defied the laws of nature by somehow being lower down the school pecking order than you were. Oh, is that it? Did you become convinced the only kinds of girls you were a good match for were the gloomy goth girls with breath like garbage disposal centers and worse hygiene routines than cave trolls after I, the most popular girl in school, broke up with you? Oopsie. Well, I guess this is technically my fault then. But, on the bright side, baby, if you marry me instead, you can finally break free of your trauma and move on. Okay, it's officially decided. You're divorcing Bailey. After that, me and you are going to get back together and remarry. Make sure you tell Bailey what's happening, okay? Bailey, it's been 10 years. It's me, Angelica. Is now a good time? I need to talk to you about something. Huh? Angelica? Oh, that is weird. I thought I deleted your number, but it still displays your name. What? You deleted me? Well, it has been 10 years. Besides, to be honest, I didn't think we'd ever be speaking again. I'm really surprised you're messaging me, actually. Whatevs, I guess I'm chill with that. Anyway, if we got into that, we'd get distracted from the real reason I reached out to you today, so I'm willing to let it slide. Did you want something? I need you to break up with Trent immediately. Excuse me? Me and him decided to get back together. Wait, you did what now? Oh, come on, I won't let you pretend you don't know about our relationship. Well, sure, I know you and Trent were dating at one point, but that was just for a month while you were back in high school, right? There's no way he'd take you back after the way you dumped him. I didn't even know who you were back then, but the whole school heard about how you said all those awful things to him before dumping him in front of his friends. About that. It turns out Trent remembered everything I said to him back then. Then he used my harsh words as motivation to improve himself for the better, worked super hard for 10 years, and finally became a high-spec winner worthy of my hand in marriage. Isn't that romantic? This only proves his heart is overflowing with pure, boundless love for me and no one else. This is usually the kind of thing that only happens in the movies, which should tell you just how serious he is about winning me. That's why I decided to give him another chance, so we're getting back together. Which means, sorry, babe, but you're nothing but an obstacle in the way of our path to happiness now. So would you mind, doing us both a favor and pulling a vanishing act? Okay, thanks. How long have you and Trent been messaging? Since this morning. Wait, what? So only for a few hours? Well, sure, I guess, but time is no obstacle for a romance like ours. We met up for a sweaty lovemaking session to consummate the flame of our passion straight away. I promised I'd marry him one day if he ever made $750,000 a year. A 10-year gap might sound like a long time, but love like ours wouldn't disappear just because we didn't see each other for a while. Do you understand? Now listen carefully. This is a direct order. Hurry up and break up with him. Do it now.
Bailey, are you okay?
Trent, hey, I'm okay. Your flight landed safely then?
Yep, and I just turned my phone back on.
This is about Angelica, right? She messaged me too.
You serious?
Yep, dead serious. She told me to break up with you.
Why would she be doing this after all this time?
She said she's willing to give you another chance after realizing you remembered what she said back when she broke up with you in high school. She seems to think the reason you've been working so hard these last 10 years was to win her back.
What?
She said she met up with you today and had... Well, let's just say she's claiming you guys had an encounter of the intimate variety. She said she promised she'd marry you if you could prove yourself to her by making $750,000 a year.
She said what now? Like hell we did that. I've been on an international flight all day. What the hell? How does she suppose I met her despite it literally being physically impossible? I didn't even respond to her messages.
It's fine, relax, Trent. I know you didn't do anything. She's just lying to try and get me angry enough to divorce you, right?
Of course. Yep, you're right. That's gotta be it.
But what does she mean with this $750,000 thing?
That? I think she's talking about what she said when she broke up with me. She said if I ever became successful enough to make $750K a year, she'd marry me. But she was only doing it to mock me. There's no way a loser like you could ever make $750K a year, was the last thing she said to me.
She said that to you? Jeez, I've heard of people getting it wrong before, but a miscalculation of those proportions? She doesn't know you at all. God, that dumb hoe. You wait till I get my hands on her.
Thanks for getting mad and defending my honor, babe. But you should be careful. Getting all worked up like that could have a negative influence on the baby. So, please relax, okay?
Oh, good point. You're right. Okay, I'll be careful. But she seems to think you fulfilled this promise you made to her. Why would she think you make $750,000?
I have a sneaking suspicion. I think I know what she's talking about. Listen, Bailey, we don't want any of this stuff with my psycho ex-girlfriend having a bad influence on the baby. So, I want you to ignore all of her messages, okay? Actually, scratch that. Just go ahead and block her.
Are you sure?
You're staying with your sister out of state right now, so it's not like there's any risk of her barging her way in and making a scene or anything. I have to put this inexplicable rampage of hers to an end. Leave this one to me.
All right, got it. Don't overdo it yourself, Trent. You still have the company to think about.
I finally found out where you live, so I went out of my way to drive all the way down there so you could have the privilege of living with me. Only to find you frickin' moved? What the hell do you think you're playing at here, Trent? And why are you ignoring me? Isn't that a little horrible?
It's been a while, Angelica. Good timing. I'm glad you're messaging me now, actually.
Huh?
When you say you found my address, do you mean the apartment by the underpass in Garlic Heights in Westglade City?
Yes, I do. Why would you move without saying a word to me? You are despicable, and this is so not acceptable. I banged on the door and rang the buzzer until some old dude from next door came out and went crazy at me for being noisy. All of the neighbors came out and started staring at me because of the racket he was making. Talk about public humiliation. Do you have any idea how much you've embarrassed me? Why would you move all of a sudden without telling me? This is downright wrong. Go on, I'm waiting. I need an explanation. Right now.
All of a sudden? I moved 3 months ago.
Huh?
Besides, what obligation did I ever have to keep you up to date with my private affairs in the first place?
But how can you be serious about wanting to marry me if you can't even message me properly? The only reason you followed through on your promise to me to become a high-rolling stud muffin on $750K a year was so you could have my hand in marriage, right?
No. I don't make $750K a year.
Huh?
If, by any chance, did you confuse my salary with my company's annual turnover?
Annual turnover? What does that mean?
Based on your first few messages, it seems you found out everything you know about my current situation through a few articles on the internet. There's nothing in any of the articles about my salary, but one of them does include my company's annual turnover from last year. And it just so happens it was $750,000.
Annual turnover?
Yes, it means the company's total revenue for the whole year. None of the articles say anything about my salary, which means I'm guessing you just saw the $750K figure, mistook it for my salary, then let your fantasy spiral out of control before spamming me and my wife with a slew of unhinged, delusional messages.
Huh?
Why don't you try taking another look at the articles you read?
You mean you don't make $750K a year? But what about your promise to me?
Promise? Are you actually insane? I don't want us to get back together, and I never promised you anything.
Oh my god, what the hell?
So, yeah, I don't make $750K a year, since pocketing my company's entire annual revenue would kind of be illegal. The company's still small, so me personally, I don't actually make that much at all, not even close.
What? No way. But I need you to make that much. I'll be in serious trouble if you don't.
Why will you?
Because...
Let me guess. Because you can't pay off your debts. Forgive me for doing this behind your back, but you kinda left me no choice. I had an old classmate do some digging on you to see if we couldn't figure out why you'd showed up out of the blue, acting so crazy after we hadn't spoken for 10 years.
Huh?
First, there's the debt you owe the male strippers for your regular champagne-fueled visits to that shady club on 5th Street. Then, there's the compensation you owe your husband, who you divorced 3 days ago, for cheating on him 3 times across a span of 8 years behind his back, with the gardener, the electrician, and the pizza delivery guy. Then finally, to top it all off, there's the debt you originally owed to one of your relatives.
Ugh. Oh crap, oh crap, oh crap, oh crap!
Yeah, I guess it makes sense you'd be panicking like hell right about now. The way I see it, your little scheme here had 2 aims. First, you wanted to bag yourself a rich guy to pay off all of your debts and get you out of the huge mess you'd gotten yourself into. Second, in doing so, you wanted to secure yourself a life of riches and luxury and never have to lift a finger again for the rest of your life.
But how do you know all of this?
Do you really not know what our classmate's nickname for you was?
Huh? Nickname?
The gold-digging bimbo.
What?
You even went as far as contacting my wife, making up some pile of crap story about how we met up and got it on in an effort to try and make her divorce me. You're so cursed. My life is sure to take a turn for the worst if I allow you to have any part in it. So, please, leave us alone and never attempt to contact either of us again.
No way. Oh, this can't be happening. Wait. I'll really be in trouble. I mean it. My mom and dad disowned me, so I can't even go back to live with them. Please, Trent, I have nowhere to go. I'm gonna be homeless.
God, you're so annoying.
Huh?
You left me no choice. You, Miss Gold Digger, are about to get blocked. Boom.
Oh my god. Trent, don't call me that. Hang on a sec. Did you actually block me? No! I just told you I'm gonna be homeless, for crying out loud. Do you have no heart?
Angelica, while saying she had nowhere to go, showed up at my parents' house and tried to barge her way in. Fortunately, they didn't live there anymore, having moved away months ago. The house was empty now, and it was through their old crazy neighbor that we heard about the distressed crazy lady seen being taken away in the back of a cop car. Next, she went to my wife's Bailey's parents' house. Apparently, she lived in the same neighborhood as Bailey back in high school. So, relying on that old memory, she made her way to where she thought my wife's parents lived. In another hilarious twist of fate, she got it wrong again and ended up at a total stranger's house. After banging on the door in a frenzy like a escaped mental patient, she demanded that the poor, confused man, who had simply been trying to eat his Fruit Loops in peace, immediately bring out Bailey. Needless to say, he called the cops, and she was taken away in the back of a black and white car with sirens on it once more. This time, the cops involved her parents, but since they hadn't changed their minds about disowning her, apparently she ended up getting dropped off at an acquaintance's restaurant. I don't know what kind of work she does there, but rumor has it that the restaurant is actually a front for an illegal night business involving scantily clad women and poles. And apparently, strange, dangerous-looking men can be seen frequently in the place until the early hours of the morning. Last I heard, she's at her physical and mental breaking point. And her life now solely consists of working ungodly hours for less than minimum wage, like a soulless robot to dig her way out of the hopelessly large mountain of debt she's in.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.